SIM card swap attacks have been on the rise for quite some time now. So let's dissect that, take some time, and figure out what it is in the first place and why it even matters. Cell phone providers provide SIM cards to go inside your phone. It's a little tiny chip, little tiny card that goes inside, and it associates your phone number that they provide you and all the services that go along with it with your actual cell phone. You can swap cell phones, change them out at any time, and the SIM card typically travels with it to connect it back to the provider and give you service. Now, what the attackers do is very similar to what they do with lots of hacking situations. They do some social engineering, some reconnaissance to find out important information about who you are so that they can then talk to the cell phone providers and get that service moved onto their phone or intercept text messages, all that kind of stuff. So the way it works is they call up the cell phone provider, they've done some work on the back end, figured out what your name is, what your social security number might be, what your birth date might be, any of your secret passphrases, any of that kind of information they can gather. They'll take that information. Sometimes they gather it from dark web leaks online. It's just pooling all of that social information together so that when they get on the phone with your carrier, be it T-Mobile, whoever it might be, they can pretend to be you. Point being, if they call up and say, hey, my cell phone got smashed, or hey, I lost my device, I need to use a new SIM card now, then the cell phone provider is likely going to go, oh, hey, okay, great, you authenticated that you are the person you say you are, go ahead and give us the new SIM card number, or we'll send you out a new SIM card number, whatever it might be. But then they're going to move your phone number onto that other SIM card. Sometimes these are virtual devices. They're not even real physical devices, but they can take that information and associate it with it. Now you're asking yourself probably, why does that matter? Who cares? What's the big deal about that? The reality is, once they get your phone number moved onto a different SIM card, they now have full access to your cell service. You're not getting the calls now. They are. You're not getting the text messages now. They are. Why does that matter? Well, those little phones that we keep in our pockets all day are usually used for multi-factor authentication. So if you think about how you get into your Twitter account, how you get into your email account, how you get into your bank accounts, usually it's using your cell phone. So if the attackers get access to that, they then have access to all those other things that you get text message authentication with. So Jack Dorsey, the head of Twitter, he was compromised by one of these SIM card attacks a few years ago. And it really is a basic way to steal MFA or steal phone calls. And then sometimes they route it off to other personal ones. Sometimes they'll call up your cell provider and actually use that same method to move your entire phone number to a different provider. So they'll actually offload everything. And then you have to scramble and figure out how do you then replace your access to those accounts. They have your phone number, so you can't use that for MFA anymore. And that is really the goal of a SIM card swap. So a lot of folks talk about these days how SMS or text messaging is not actually the best multi-factor authentication method anymore. Instead, you want to use something you have, which is the cell phone, but not using SMS. Something you are is another common tactic. So fingerprints, taking those, using a key fob that you have to press on, or just that other physical token. But the idea is move your MFA away from cell service, or you can get a hold of your provider. T-Mobile had another breach recently, and you can lock down so people can't change and update that information. So I would suggest go ahead and reach out to your cell phone providers. Make sure you have all the security features turned on for your account that you can, because if you can stop people from changing that any way possible, that is really the best thing you need to do. And then secondary, minimize the use of text messaging for MFA. We offer lots of tools to our clients and lots of solutions to facilitate this. If you think about the access to your ACH, checking account information for your bank, your credit card information for your bank, your travel information with, say, airlines that you use with SMS taking place these days, those things need to be locked down and secured, and especially for your staff. If you need help or you need guidance, reach out to us at BCC. And as always, thanks for watching.